Hey everybody, it's Shame Busting Coach Jen Bovey from www.jenbovey.com. And I want to talk to you about the indulgences of self-love and self-care. Kind of a contradictory term, don't you think? Indulgence and self-love or self-care. They don't really go together. But sometimes in the beginning when we're establishing really good self-care and a really good self-love lifestyle, it can feel as if we're being totally indulgent. So let me give you an example. Struggled a little bit more than normal-ish to get out of bed this morning, so I left a half hour before I had to be here versus an hour. And my husband wasn't feeling good, so he's at home in bed, and we usually do lunch every day together. So he was messaging me, asking me what I was gonna get for lunch. Read that as he was making sure I was actually gonna eat. And I messaged him back and I'm like, I'm being so productive here. I've gotten most of my list done already and it's not even noon. I'm so excited. He said, is it indulgent if I just have Panera deliver me lunch? He's like, no, and I don't care if it is, just do it if that works for you. And I got off the phone with him and then I sat there and I thought for a minute, I'm like, why would I feel like that was indulgent? And more importantly, or more relevantly, why would I feel bad about being indulgent? It's okay to indulge in self-care. It's okay to indulge in self-love. So I had them deliver my lunch and I got another 2 or 3 things knocked off of my list. It was phenomenal. And it gave me an opportunity to come on here live and talk to you guys about indulging in self-care. So I feel like in the beginning when we first are establishing a routine of self-care and self-love, I feel like it's going to seem as if we're being really indulgent and really self-centered and really full of ourselves. And I just need you to bear with that process and understand that it won't feel like that forever and that this is just you've got to get through this portion to get to the other side. And the other side is where you believe in yourself and you love yourself so fully that nothing can stop that. Does that make sense? It's the same thing when people have lived a lifestyle of being doormats or very passive, and I start to talk to them about standing up for themselves and empowering themselves. And the first couple times that they stand up for themselves, they can feel like they're a monster, right? They can feel like they ripped people's heads off and they offended everyone. And you go back in and you fact check with some of those people that were around and they're like, no, that didn't happen at all. Actually, she was perfectly fine. Why are you even asking these questions? And so our perception has become so skewed and our perception has become so much in the era of we have to default on the side of lack of self-care and lack of self-love and self-abuse and self-neglect that I don't think that we really are prepared to indulge in self-love and self-care. So indulge in it. I'm going to give you permission. I hope you give yourself some permission to experience your way through it and to feel your way through it because I think that there's a lot of rewards wrapped up here. When we're establishing a foundation of self-care, and we begin to look at every activity and every interaction we do and engage in as self-care, everything begins to shift for us and everything begins to change. I have literally gone from feeling obligated to cook every day of the week to doing shakes twice a day and just eating one meal because that works for my lifestyle easier and that helps me to accomplish my goals and it gives me the energy to get through the day. That's a great form of self-care for me personally. My friends, my family, they don't do self-care like that. How they do self-care is they meal prep. Great. Good for them. Love it. I don't care. You have to find a philosophy and a method that works for you. So it's going to feel indulgent in the beginning and allow that to be okay. It's absolutely going to feel indulgent when you begin loving yourself truly from a place of worthiness and from a place of accepting you for who and what you are. That's going to feel indulgent. Just hold on to the fact that it's not indulgent and work through the process with me. Because on the other side of that, you will look back and you'll be like, why did I ever think that was indulgent? That's the craziest thought I've ever had. So buckle up your seatbelts. It's gonna be a great ride and know that you're worthy of both self-care and self-love and it's not indulgent, okay? Thanks for joining me. Check out my website. There's tons of great stuff there. Have a great day. Bye.